Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you guys can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about faith talks, which is more a bit more personal and a little bit more deep. And yeah, I've been dying to actually talk about it. I had another YouTube channel, as a lot of you guys may know, but I decided to, that other channel is more for vlogs and surface level content, and this channel is, deeper. So I definitely wanted to speak about my faith and the way I navigate in my journey, my relationship with God. Obviously, it's been difficult, and obviously every relationship is going to be hard. So that's definitely what I wanted to address today. Um, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So to be honest, for me, um, I feel like that's like a story for a lot of Christians I've heard about. Is that like obviously you identify as a Christian like when we're really young, because obviously our parents kind of like introduced us into the religion, and we've never actually taken a step to like kind of like ourselves to really build that relationship. We've kind of like counted on our parents and kind of like just like our guards are down, we're children. For us, it's not like a big part of like it's a big part of our life, but it's not like we're not in a place where we're currently seeking that relationship. We're kind of like relying on our parents to do that for us. And yeah, that's why it's really surface level relationship with God. um Honestly, one of the things that has really helped me with my relationship with God is honestly, when I'm really anxious or when I'm really scared about like certain situations. For example, like if I'm like for track, like if I'm competing, if I'm about to compete, like it could be the smallest meet. Like there could be like two people at the meet, and I'm still gonna be super scared, super anxious, and super worried. And in 2025, usually the way I would handle my worries is I would just like hope it just fades away. But in 2026, something that I have told myself and a goal that I've actually been like standing on lately is to go to God when I feel like my worries are like really hard for me to handle and really, really bad. Um, for example, I'm competing today. Actually, I'm competing in the next 3 to 4 hours, and I'm actually really scared. I've tried not to think about it too much, but I have prayed God about it before, because I feel like my worry is so dominant to the point where it does impact it impacts me and impacts the way I perform, and it just impacts the way I am. Like it's just a worry that's just negatively impacting me. And I feel like worry is good to a certain extent, but when it gets negative, that's when I go and seek God, and I actually speak to Him and ask for Him to guide me and help me, and obviously um help me perform without the worry overcoming me. But I'm really scared. Like I'm really, really scared, and I try not to be afraid because I know God is with me. But to be honest, with my relationship with God, I remember like when I at a certain age, I kind of told myself that I can't keep relying on my parents to build that relationship for me. I have to seek it for myself, and that's when I got my first journal. I got my first journal, and that was the time where I decided that I would start journaling. And because obviously praying for me wasn't like praying on my own wasn't something I did a lot and things like that. But I'm like, okay, what is something that I have to make this time I spend with God not only a very sacred time, but I have to also make it an enjoyable time for myself. And obviously I'm still somebody who writes a lot and loves poetry and loves journaling. So I'm just like, why not combine the two? Why not journal? Why not make this super important? So that's when I got my first journal, and I started really reading the Bible a little bit more seriously. I started taking more seriously, actually allocating time to God. And that also relates to a lot of excuses that sometimes we might make, and obviously I also made to myself. It's like, oh yeah, like I just don't have time. But it's like any relationship. It's like a friendship or a relationship with a significant other or anything like that. Like you have to make the time in your schedule to be able to see that person, to be able to hang out with your friends, to spend time with your family. That's why um, it's kind of like a sacrifice, but that's why the relationship is maintained, because you have to be able to, within your schedule, go in there and make the time for it. If you wait for the time to pop up to see your friends or to hang out with some people you love, the time is never going to come. And it's just the same thing with God. Like, you can't wait for you to magically have time. You have to make time in your schedule with everything else that you have to seek Him, to read, to pray, to, go take a step forward to really like maintain that relationship. So that's something that I started taking really advantage of, and I feel like that's where a lot of people, I feel like, aren't really comfortable speaking about the relationships with God, because a lot of Christians make it competitive, or make it like something, like romanticize it, or make it luxurious. Like, your journey is your journey, and it's not gonna be the prettiest journey ever, but it's gonna be your journey. It's your personal journey. And that's why a lot of the times I don't feel comfortable also speaking about my journey, because people are just too judgmental and love to have their saying about my relationship with the Lord. And yeah, like, it doesn't have to be luxurious. It doesn't have to be like, a lot of Christians or a lot of people will make you think that you have to spend an hour, 3 hours, like you have to spend like a crazy amount of time. You have to start, when you start reading the Bible, you have to spend an hour. Like, it's not anything luxurious. You have to start small and build towards the bigger steps. If you start, like, you can't just get into it. Start with God and then jump into an hour, or jump into 3 hours, or jump in doing things you've never done before. Like, again, it's small steps, and it's these steps that you need to be willing to take. Today you can start with 5 minutes, and then maybe next week you tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna add 1 minute every day, and then the next month you can spend 20 minutes, and then the month after you can start spending slots of an hour. Like, it really depends on the way you want to see it, but there isn't a specific way to follow or to build your journey with God. You really have to do it yourself. And it's still something that I'm obviously working on. I've obviously tried to be also open to more things, and the judgmental part of it is also one of the reasons why I didn't want to start praying with other people. By that I mean, like, I pray with my family. Like, I love praying with my family. I love praying with my sisters, everything. But I mean, like, other people outside of that family circle, because people just love to have the most to say about other people's relationship with God, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to start praying with other people outside of that family circle. But I've been a little bit more open to it and things like that. And I'm still working towards D-Step, and I'm still working towards, opening my arms and being better, and, obviously spending time with God. It's been great, journaling and stuff like that. But again, it depends on everyone. It's if somebody, a lot of people there's people out there who feel like Christianity is a certain way, but honestly, if somebody is telling you or dictating you the way you should be walking your journey with God, it's not a good thing. Everybody's journey is unique to themselves. There isn't a specific way to start. There isn't a specific way to go about it, or anything. It's your way to go about it. But yeah, and also the pray, it even says in the Bible that, like, the way you pray, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just has to be a prayer that works for you. So that's exactly, like, I've been thinking. I've been just really scared. Like, I've just been, because these past days, like, the worry and the fear in me about track has just been at all times high. It's just been it just feels so uncontrollable. Like, I generally don't have a hand on it, and I've been seeking God. I've been seeking God for it, because honestly, it's just been to a point where I just feel like I'm gonna lose it. So it's just been hard to control my fears and my anxiety. Obviously, being anxious about certain things, and obviously trying to worry less, and trust more. And that's something I spoke about in I mentioned really briefly in one of my first videos. The uncertainty bothers me so much, to the point where I just feel like I have to jump to the negative conclusion for my mind to calm down. But when I do that, that also impacts me negatively, because obviously mentally your mindset is already on the negative side. So now you're prone to act that way. So that's something I've been trying to do as well, because obviously when I jump to a negative conclusion, and then I'm kind of like at peace now, because you know what, like, at least I know that the uncertainty is gone, because my mind jumped to whatever is negative. I find something else to worry about, and I find something else to worry about, and then I worry about something else, and it's just a cycle of just worries. And I'm really trying to calm it down and trust God more and be better for that. But honestly, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I am gonna cut it here. And I have to also get ready because obviously I have a meet today, and I'm gonna trust God. I'm gonna put it in the hands of the Lord. I'm gonna execute, and I'm just gonna trust Him, and just whatever happens, happens. But honestly, you guys can also share in the comments like how your journey has been, how it feels, the stigma behind it, how you felt coming to Christianity, if you felt like it should have been a certain way, how your relationship with God is, and you can comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in another lifetime.